Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah wa salam Allah wa Rasulullah. Welcome to another session of Sunnahfollowers Hadith class. And this is the Hadith class wherein we are discussing hadiths from the authentic source of Bukhari. And this is the chapter known as the heart softeners. And these are all hadiths that Imam Bukhari put together in his collection. Hadiths that are designed to soften your heart and open it up towards Allah and to give it hope of Allah's mercy, hope of Allah's forgiveness. And with that said, let's look at the hadith that's up for discussion today. And I did post a hadith up on Facebook, so everyone should be able to go to my Facebook profile and see it, and also the Sunnahfollowers group page, which I really hope that all of you are members of the Sunnahfollowers group page, because that's where you will find all information concerning our website and classes here. So this hadith is narrated by Mirdas Al-Aslami. Mirdas Al-Aslami. And he said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the righteous people or the good people will die right in succession, one after the other. And there will end up remaining on earth useless people, people who are just useless, like the husk of a barley seed or the husk of a bad date. This hadith is the hadith that goes hand in hand with what the Prophet described as the ruwaybidah. The ruwaybidah. He said the people of knowledge will disappear. They will die after each other, and then are leaving behind only people who are ruwaybidah. And the people that were listening asked him, well, who are the ruwaybidah? These are the useless people who know nothing about the religion. They don't understand the basics. They don't even understand anything about Allah, but they have everything to say about life, about the religion. He said they will appear amongst the people and they will issue fatwas or Islamic verdicts that go against the things I've said. They will tell you to do things that go against the things that I told you to do. And the people will follow them. They will take them because these men and women will be eloquent speakers. They'll be eloquent speakers, and they'll be able to fool the most of the people except the truly knowledgeable and the true ones who believe in Allah. So that's the ruwaybidah, and we're living amongst these people today. The companions died centuries ago. Okay, they were the true people of knowledge. Even in and since the year 2000, we've lost so many real scholars like Sheikh Albani, Sheikh Uthaymeen, Sheikh bin Baz. These men were true scholars of the deen. They passed away. And these men have been replaced by people calling themselves their students, people and men and women calling themselves people who studied from these men, but they haven't learned anything from these men. They're just useless. They issue Islamic verdicts that go against what Allah say. They go around telling you that, for example, adoption is lawful in certain circumstances when it's not lawful in no circumstances. They'll tell you that you can't eat the food of the people of the book when Allah clearly says you can, and the Prophet said you can, and the companions did. They'll make things haram that Allah made lawful and make things lawful like makeup and being beautiful and colors. These things are all lawful. They'll make these things haram. These are the ruwaybidah. And if you were to ask them something like, tell me, brother, do I have to rinse my nose when I make wudu? They'll tell you yes, not knowing that this is a sunnah. And if you were to ask them, oh, brother, do I have to raise my finger when I recite the Tashahhud? Yes, you do. When this is a sunnah, they don't know the basics. And if you were to ask them, where is Allah? They'll say Allah is everywhere when he's not. So these are the useless, ignorant people that will replace the true people of knowledge. And we're living amongst them today. Also, the prophet went on to say, when he was speaking about this topic, he said, when the last hour comes, even though everybody living on earth at that time will claim to be Muslim, because you guys know when Jesus comes back, he will establish Islam as the universal language of the world. So everybody living during that time will convert to Islam. There will be no other religion. But when the last hour comes, even though the people claim to be Muslim, there'll be no true believer living at all on earth. They'll all be liars and hypocrites. They will be the ruwaybida. So this is a powerful hadith for us to ponder the meaning of. And let me share it with you guys again. One of the companions tells us that the prophet said the righteous people will leave this earth. They will die in succession, one after the other, the same way Albani and Uthaymin and Bin Baz and them died one after the other. And there will remain on earth useless people who are useless like the husk of a barley seed. Unfortunately, guys, we're living in those days. That's why we have to be super careful who we take our knowledge from about this religion. Just because there's a lot of famous speakers on social media, you know, how many of those famous speakers are true people of knowledge? Very few, if any of them. Because the true scholars, you're not going to find them sitting around on social media hanging out. They're too busy. They're too busy educating and dealing with the fitna of the world. They don't have time for that social media. They don't have time for that popularity contest. So we have to be careful. Make sure that you are not learning from a person that pretends to be righteous, but in reality, he or she is a useless husk of a barley seed. Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining us and participating in this session of our Bukhari Hadith class. And I want to remind everybody that today, at 6 o'clock, you have my Tawheed class, and I have posted the quiz. I'm going to give you a quiz to cover what we discussed yesterday about the virtues of remembering Allah. And then after that Hadith class, we have a special question and answer session with myself and Dr. Ibrahim Jamali. We will answer any questions you guys have about the prayer, because there's a lot of questions out there about the prayer, about wudu, about taking ghusl, menses. Any of those questions, please write them down so that at 7 o'clock you can join us on Facebook or join us in the Zoom room and present your questions, and we both will answer them. This is not a thing where Layla Nashiba is just sitting there being beautiful. Layla Nashiba will be issuing fatwa too, because I have my evidence and I'm qualified too. So, you know, if you like to see a team of two people, male and female, answering questions with the understanding of the companions, using the dalil from the prophet and his companions, not from imam or mufti or mathab, this or that. Please bring your questions about the prayer, about wudu, or any of that to us, and any other questions you might have too at 7, and we'll entertain them, and we'll give you the answers with the evidence. Okay? All right, so I'm closing out here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.